good to have great partners. Good things are happening in Hartford because of Hartford Hospital, the Omega Foundation, and Tau Iota Chapter. I want to recognize our first Uplift partner, but videos tell a lot, right? Picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth 1,000,000, but sometimes the individual words mean a lot more. And before I introduce Jeff Flax, who's the president of Hartford Hospital, I'd like to have a special introduction from a special guest, Larry Union. Larry, would you come forward and help me introduce Mr. Flax?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. As you know, Greg puts on a pretty good show when he does something. And as he said, the video tells one story, but I'm a living, breathing story of what's going on at Hartford Hospital. And I'd just like to thank the folks at Hartford Hospital. Back in August of 2011, I showed up in the emergency room at Hartford Hospital. And it was my worst nightmare. I showed up there, found out I had a brain tumor and no health insurance. It was probably Hartford Hospital's worst nightmare because I showed up there with a brain tumor and no health insurance. But my testimony tonight, in a couple of minutes, this is a case of care in the pre-Obamacare world. This is a case of health disparities that we're all fighting to make sure that we have equal access to health care. It's a case of the cost of health care, especially the cost of health care without insurance. I spent 2.5 weeks in the hospital. Hartford Hospital put together a medical home, as they call it. It included my primary care physician, who had been good enough to take care of me without health insurance. It included my fiancée, Marilyn Greer. It included endocrinologist. It included a heart specialist, a brain surgeon, an ophthalmologist. Oh, by the way, the brain tumor took my eyesight and I was blind. It put all those people together and took care of me. And I'm standing here as a witness to what a hospital that cares about people, that knows how to make things happen for folks regardless, that gave me the kind of health care that if I were Bill Gates or anybody else would have gotten. and they didn't know who I was or what I was or anything. And I just want to thank Hartford Hospital.
That wasn't in the script, Jeff. You probably thought you'd get all the script, always pull a few surprises. It's good to have the words, but it's also important that we know that it's something that can be lived. So let me tell you a little bit about Jeff. Jeff is the president of the hospital, CEO. Hartford Hospital, 16,000 staff members, $2 billion in revenue. He's executive vice president also of the healthcare system, which is a system of hospitals across Connecticut, which is why we're going to take our program from Hartford and expand it out. Right, Mr. Joseph? We got the chairman of Hartford Healthcare today. Look for us in your backyard. Hartford Hospital, 160 years old, 7,300 staff members, numerous national recognitions. Jeff, prior to becoming the CEO, was the chief operating officer, so he's been at the hospital some time. He was also COO of MedState Medical Center, which is in the hospital system. He served as VP of Support and Services, Strategic Initiatives at St. Vincent's in New York. That's where you Phil, New York. He's also been with Detroit Medical Center. He's honored as Crain's Business New York Rising 40 Under 40. The list goes on and on. He's a graduate of George Washington, highest alumni award. He's passionate about healthcare, serves on a number of boards and committees. There is no other person, I think, that serves with such passion and excitement than Jeff. He's been a model partner for us in kicking off what we want to do in terms of addressing Black men's health. Be informed, be responsible. So Jeff, would you come forward and accept your award as the 2013 Uplift Partner of the Year for the Omega Foundation and Tau Iota Chapter.
It is such an honor to be with you this evening and to hear one of our patients describe his experience and his family's experience. That is why 7,300 people get up every day and come to work. It's to create those miracles. That's the most important moment in somebody's life. And we respect and appreciate what that means. And everything we do at Hartford Hospital and the Hartford healthcare system is oriented around that moment. Our capacity to respond and promote and support people's health. This award tonight means so much for our organization and for our institution based on who is giving it to us. Because we have learned in Hartford, working with the Omega fraternity, what the values of the Omega fraternity are and how they're so real and the role models that exist within this fraternity, that to receive this award from a group of such esteem, who we have such respect for, makes it that much more special. Now at Hartford Healthcare and Hartford Hospital, I'm privileged to be part of an organization whose very mission is to support and promote the health and well-being of our community. Everything within our mission is around community engagement. And as Greg Jones indicated, we have Elliot Joseph with us here this evening, the CEO of Hartford Healthcare. It is in the fabric of our organization. So I want to just describe a few examples of what it means to us to do this work. So in the past few years, we have started the Hartford Housing Initiative. We've put together a coalition of companies throughout Hartford who have each pledged interest forgiveness loans to staff members who work for our organizations to invest in and buy homes in the city of Hartford. And every year today, every year, there are 60 homes being bought in the city of Hartford where there are forgiveness loans being given from our organizations, making a difference in our community. This year at Hartford Hospital, through our endowment, our board of directors committed $1 million to the Hartford Promise. What that means, as time goes forward, every graduate of the City of Hartford public school system will receive a full scholarship to a college of their choice through the Hartford Promise. We recognize that the social determinants of health begin with education, and we are investing in the education system in our city. But perhaps the area that we've had the most profound impact, and with the assistance and support of Greg Jones, of the Omega Fraternity, our partnership has created the Black Men's Health Project. We are saving people's lives. We are changing people's lives for generations to come. We are partnering today in the barbershops, with the churches, in the community where people live, where people have different experiences, to discuss and promote health and well-being. And we're creating access to our services, regardless of circumstance. And this is truly a beautiful partnership. We've taken the strength of the resources, the capabilities of Hartford Hospital, which is truly one of the nation's great institutions, and we've partnered it with the Omega Fraternity, an organization that has such strength within our community, an organization who gives so much of themselves by role modeling at every level, and together created opportunities for people to engage in health and well-being and access to care. So I thank the Omega Fraternity. This difference we see every day is extraordinary, and we expect this program to be here for years and years and years to come, and as Greg said, to expand throughout the Hartford health system. We thank you for that effort. I want to briefly mention Greg Jones, because Greg Jones serves on the board of directors of Hartford Hospital. And when Elliot and I sat down with Greg, we have a process we go through of vetting our candidates. And we look for people who are of influence in our community, people who care and contribute to the well-being of our community. So when we sat down with Greg, we had the same discussion we have with all of our prospective board members. And we talk about the expectations of what we would anticipate for a board member of Hartford Hospital. But with Greg, that was a different meeting, a meeting that we've never experienced. Greg looked at Elliot and I and he said, well, let me tell you what my expectations are. He said, if I'm going to serve on this board, I need to know that I can make a difference. Because these are the issues that are important to me and my community, and I want to ensure that I'll have the capacity to affect change. And I can tell you, as time went forward, and Greg proposed the Black Men's Health Project, we put planning groups together, Greg Jones has made a difference. We thank you, Greg. Lastly, I want to underscore the work we see from the Omega Fraternity. We engage with hundreds of organizations within our community, but working shoulder to shoulder with the Omega Fraternity, realizing the fellowship that exists amongst the brothers, appreciating the common stream of values that exists at every level, and starting to understand the fraternal nature in the truest sense of the word of people caring for each other and people caring for others. I routinely talk about the work of the Omega Foundation, the Omega Fraternity, as the role model, as we engage with other organizations within our community. So today, it's a wonderful celebration of the extraordinary good work of the Omega Fraternity. And we thank you for the efforts and the contributions you make to the city of Hartford and beyond. Thank you.